And we've had many on-air personalities come give their views respectfully. I saw that of Karkese, even trying to seek for the $150, $1,000 assistance to pay off his image. Our own Anaba Anamwa also gave us her views. Kwaku Flake, his was so emotional. He's done songs with Kwesiata for a while now, and he sees they're not releasing this song. So he's been thinking, Charlie,
what's happening?
Is it that because I sing like the guy, that's why he's trying to slip on my shine? It is not his understanding why the song has been kept indoors all this while. So, bro, do you think, and this is not the first time we're hearing issues of such. It's happened to Miss V. Ifya has gone through this. So many artists. And then the question is, are we going to be subjective about this issue or going to play sides? Are we looking at solving the issue? Mr. Nanayo, please take us through this.
All right. Let me say a very good morning to your viewers.
Yes, sir.
All right. So even before I quickly veer into the Kwesiata issue, all right, you earlier brought in the Shatawale and the Black Rasta.
Yes, sir.
The little thing I want to say is that, we always say that bad news sells. And that has become an adage within the media circles. All right. But I'm strongly of the view that we can minimize, because that's about defamation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, your what do you call it? All that you have is your image.
Yeah.
All right. If it's not there, there's little you can do. So with all these practitioners that have access to the mic, let's be circumspect with what we say. If we know that it has not too much merit, that sensationalism, that fact that we want to say something for people to jump on it and trend, all right, let's relook at it. Because I don't think that if we don't overly become sensational, our media space will not be exciting. It's not always that we need to create bad news in order to have, a buzz. All right. So as much as I don't hold breath, because Shatta also sometimes does say things about people, but especially when you're talking about issues that can get the person into trouble, into the law. All right. You are mentioning things like his money laundering and the rest. If we know we don't have enough basis, we don't have enough information, let's stay away from it. It is for that matter that I want to agree with Shatta for the suing. All right, let's test the law. Let's people get to know that they cannot go scot-free by just making statements, putting them out there. All right, and because it is something that is happening even on our social media scenes and the rest, people put out things just like that, and leave it because they know that there's nothing, there's nothing punitive, there's nothing that is going to happen to them. Now let's get back to those exciting talents, Kwesiata. All right. I remember about some 6-7 years ago, there was a show on one of the campuses, and he was the headline.
Okay.
I think it was at UPSA or something. I stand for correction. And the excitement among the young people because Kwesiata was coming. You realize that he was the big H. He was the thing. All right. And you might want to say that with all these buzz that has surrounded him and all the things that he's done and the music that he's put out, all right, he might have made so much. He should be a very happy guy, happily married now. So he's been able to get so much out of his talents.
Okay.
But unfortunately, just this past few days, we get to know that that isn't the issue. All right. This is quite a very cagey thing in the sense that people need to live out of their work.
Okay.
So as a record label, all right, you want to be sustainable. You want to be able to also take up other artists.
That's right.
So that the legacy doesn't end with Kwesiata. Okay.
So
as a result, you will do business with your artists.
That's right.
Fair.
Okay.
But we can't rule out the fact that these artists come at a time that sometimes they are very gullible. They are very vulnerable.
Okay.
All right. Vulnerable, I wanted to say. All right. They are vulnerable because they want to move from one stage to the other. And for that matter, they are up for everything. They are up for everything. They want to get there. sometimes they make some mistakes. All right, but irrespective of how far you might want to also do business with the artist, no matter what, it's the person's image, is the person's talent. Yes, you're adding up to the talent, because you know, in the music, even those that during recording even plays the percussion, or they're all part of it. Yeah. So under normal circumstances, they should all be able to get some of the royalties out of the person's purse. Yeah. All right. So as a result, I think that both sides, Kwesiata might have made a mistake, might not have gone thoroughly
through the contract and all
through
of
the
that.
Contract, probably might not have had access to legal services to be able to ascertain if what he was getting into what he should be. But yes, still, I think the record label need to give him some slack. All right. I love your introduction, because you made us know that some of us wouldn't have known the record label if not for Kwesiata.
Yeah.
He took it upon himself as if it's his own thing.
Yeah.
All right. If you are taking me so much, it's not compulsory that I need to every song mention your this thing. Yeah. But he does that. He does that on stage with pride.
That's right.
So he's elevated your brand to somewhere. Irrespective, you should put the human face to it. I'm not saying you should become what you call Father Christmas. You should do business, but put the human face to it.
And I learned the contract had even ended.
Yes.
So what is the clause here? What is still binding Kwesiata's image to the label?
Maybe, you know, we've not...
That is the mystery we need to...
You see, that's the point, is that we don't know the contract. Whatever we're seeing online is what they decided for we to see, basically. Because I feel like in every contract, you the artist, you are interested in the numbers. So let's be honest, we don't really go through our contract very well. Yeah, because I'm interested in the numbers. I have a hit song. Okay. A label approaches me to tell me, oh, I'm interested in managing and all of that. I'll take care of your production, your videos, your tours. I'll get you tours. I'll get you bigger collaborations. Those are the things I'm interested in. And mind you, we don't even have musical lawyers in our country that much to actually contact them and be like, oh yeah, this is what somebody is telling me to actually come on board to do for me, and I'm interested. So yeah, so I feel like we're blaming Kwesiata, we're blaming the label, but what we should be interested in, do we have people educating us about the musical thing in Ghana?
Do we have the right policies, structures, and laws in place guiding both parties?
And it comes down to the body too. What has happened has happened.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know, even outside, there's bodies that protect artists. Who are the advocates? Who's advocating for the artists? Right now, the thing has happened. We don't have a legal body that oversees the issue. And then sees, the papers we're talking about. I heard that the person he's working with is in U.S. He's probably working on some. He's on terms with maybe the U.S. laws. You know what I'm saying? He probably registered the label in U.S. What is the connection with U.S. and Ghana?
That's right.
He can say $2 million, but I mean, is $2 million feasible here? So we need to have a body that oversees the artists, and like you said, train the artists before they sign anything. Before they sign, because people come after you when you're bigger. When you're small,
and they come with so many.
And I've heard that the contract ended, but he noticed he's big now. He wants to come and get the money. So as a business, if you owe the business, you're gonna pay back. There's no. This
is actually a first time hearing that people don't owe songs; they own images too. I'm surprised. You only own my record, like my catalog, but how can you own my image?
It depends on what you sign.
It's legal. Deals. I think we will have to find a good time and get have very good education on all of these. Yeah, so there may be clauses Kwesiata didn't see or didn't read through all. Now let's quickly take a slide to check some of the comments from some of our major on-screen personalities.
Okay.
So this is from Kwakese. Okay. I think he's talking about we not being too emotional about the whole thing, but look at be subjective about the whole issue happening. We need to solve it. The thing is, how do we mitigate this? This is not the first time this is happening. This is more like the peak of it, and then we all interested, we want to get it solved. But it has happened severally to many creatives. Now the question is, what have we been doing about it?
Okay.
How do we mitigate this thing? So this is a nice one from Kwakes. And I think he made an effort trying to raise the money Kwesi Arthur needs to pay off his image. Definitely. And then Kwesi Arthur stopped him at a point, I don't know for whichever reason, but kudos to Kwakes for being a big brother. Yeah. Let's look at that of Nanama Anamoa. No, this is GHOne Caleb. He also came in to cite his own view on it. Yeah, so that's a great one. And then Kweku Flake. This is where it caught my attention. Yeah. Charlie, he be like the guy. He sent he did Kwesi Arthur do songs, but they don't release them. So to him, he go the feel say, yo, Charlie, the guy, is it because I had a single like come? What is the reason? Or the guy just know what make a blow? Like or maybe he had to look like that and then vibe song. You know, until this before Charlie, Kweku Flake, they say, yo. So this has been the issue why my songs have been kept in the room. Yeah. And then if we can look at some other Nanaba also had this to say about the whole thing. I think, do we say there's some emotions here? I think she's a lady, she's a woman, and Charlie, we, the ladies, seeing us go down, they don't love it. They like us to progress. So this is a brilliant one from our own sister. And Ifia too also came in. I think she's also gone through these label issues before. So I think she's speaking from her perspective and also throwing light on the happenings. So, Charlie, in all, these are issues that have been pending. So I am strongly for the fact that we should look at policies, structures, and laws. These are the only ways we can solve.
I think now artists are supposed to register themselves as companies.
No, yes. The person coming out from the ground up, how does he do that?
You need to,
just like Mr. Nanaya was saying a couple of minutes ago.
So anybody coming on board is collaboration. You're signing a company to a company.
Okay, so down the ground artists, where you get the money from? You go raise somebody as a company and all that.
You don't need money. Pick a lawyer to start a company. You need money to start a company. But listen, it becomes very serious when it's a company.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, where I beg to differ, all right, is the fact that sometimes we look at these issues when these artists have reached their maturity stage, all right, their brands, their household brands, their household names. But let's go down to that person, that who's young person in Kumawu,
Okay, so Mr. Nanaya, we're going to get back to this. I want us to touch on some other very critical issues, and then I would have to invite you back again, L Baby as well, so we get into this issue because we need to get a headway for it. Now let's get to TGMA.
Okay.
I want us to 2 weeks back we looked at the artists. We are pinning for this year, Charlie. But last year, the artist more than work.
Great. Everybody worked. Let me say more. Everybody worked. I worked. You worked.
Everybody worked. Yeah. So, even artists where they don't get concerts or they do them a concert.
Yeah.
Artists where, Charlie.
And I want to say a big shout out to all the artists that tried last day, because I feel like every artist actually did his own concert.
Yeah, which is good.
Quickly, I want us to focus on sang artists. Yeah, I want us to focus on them. I want you to give me your 2 best shots. That may be your 2 best shots. Kudiat, do you know our?
Yeah, I know about that.
So 2 best shots, and let's see when we done.
Yes, don't start with me. On sang.
Okay.
On sang, let's see. I'll say CC.
Okay.
CC is actually doing amazing. On sang, you said 2, right?
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
Kojo Black is more than on sang, right?
Yeah. He's been out for a bit.
Yeah. So CC and
Alogy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
I'll say RC.
Okay.
RC and. I think I was about to say, and then I think RDJ, right?
Right. So their management team.
I'm also liking the Kojo Black guy. Okay. He's been around, but his creativity.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I entreat their management team to quickly put these guys through, and let's see how we can push the brand. Now, bro, quickly, let's look at Grammys. Last week or last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, we tagged on it briefly. You were saying what we're doing wrong and what we need to do right. Why do we say Ghana has been sidelined, or we keep doing the wrong thing? That's why we're not being recognized. That's why we're not being nominated and all of that. So please take us through that.
I'm not going to say we are doing the wrong thing. I think we just have to do more work. The Grammys is they want to see what you really represent.
Okay.
And I think Ghana has been bouncing a bit when it comes to the genre. We've had issues with the genre. when it comes to Grammy, you know, Nigerians have done a better job on solidifying the genre.
Having the right advocacies and all that.
Our genre is high life. High life is our genre. Hip life is the genre. You know, but we are in between Afrobeats and, you know, and high life, and sometimes, you know, so I think we should really streamline the type of genre, you know, the category it is.
Okay.
So that they can take you seriously. Also, like I told you, we need to have people outside that is advocating for these artists. You know, those are the people that are making noise. And I've always mentioned names. I don't know how many times I'll mention Adesope, but he's one of the guys that's doing it. Yet we need people in these, you know, sectors working outside.